What's going on, guys? So I just came back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, hence why I'm wearing this t-shirt. And basically, obviously, as I'm going to do a review, more or less, I'm not going to try to give any way of plot points or anything because they're pretty much most of what I want to say is pretty much plot points about the movie. So I would say it pretty much feels like a definite improvement from the last movie. Not to say that the last movie was bad or anything, but I mean character wise, you know, they because obviously at the beginning of the movie they aren't really much of a team, let alone even a family. They're just kind of like basically a group of ragtag misfits that just so happen to be at the right place at the same time, and ended up they in other words they got together by chance. This time there's like more built more of a family dynamic, especially between you know I forgot the character's name, but the one that was played by Michael Rooker, and Star Lord. Just by the end of that movie, they really had like a more of a chemistry going on. Because at the beginning of the movie, especially from along from the last movie, like he kind of resented him most of the time. Just like he was angry, he was upset. I mean, all those other things. But like in this movie, like the main part of this movie, like Peter Quill had finally met his father. I'm not gonna review anything. All I'm gonna say is the character is pretty much a bastard. Like I'm just gonna wait for you to watch the movie too, so you can understand why I say that. But yeah, he's pretty much yeah, just he just sucks, in general. And you know how like characters are like, man, my father sucks, blah blah blah. Well, in this movie, you'll probably understand why. Anyway, so when I was watching this movie, it really felt reminded me of like a mix between Men in Black and an episode of Futurama, especially with Star Lord and all the crazy adventures that they went on in this movie and all the stuff that happened in this movie. It felt like especially came out of an episode of Futurama, especially in the later season, with like because it just felt like they're always in space, always caught in some weird situation or whatever. And I like how creative it used with its environment, namely in the opening scene, where the credits started rolling and the title card. It really felt like the first movie was, except it took it to another level, and it definitely took it to another level because in the first opening scene of the movie where Groot was dancing along to the music or whatever, um, the cat the basically the opening credits was like a part of the scene itself, which is actually pretty cool. So really good job on the whoever edited it, and also the colors as well. It really popped out. It popped out more than usual compared to the other MCU film. For example, near the end of the movie of Avengers, where you know or fire is all about or whatever, it doesn't really pop out well, ironically. Now in this scene, in this movie in particular, like it's just everything just seems to pop out at the viewers, like just kind of like a lot of visual cues. So and the plot line, it felt like kind of like, I mean, I guess in some ways it felt kind of like one plot served the whole movie, which is not a bad thing. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a lot of stuff happening, which it actually didn't. It felt kind of like nice and centered throughout the whole movie, so it doesn't feel like, oh shit, what the hell is going on? Um, there was tons of references in here, tons of references. One, uh, it was kind of like, of course, you have your obligatory Stan Lee cameo, and the interesting thing about this thing is like was so cool. If you're not really aware of comic book knowledge or whatever, you're gonna be totally lost in this scene. But what was so cool about it, he was actually talking to the Watchers, you know, and basically what they are is like they observe everything that happens in the Marvel comic universe. Any little thing that happened and any major incident that happens, they appear and whatever. And anyway, so he was talking to them, and it's so pretty cool because like he was kind of like it looked like he was gonna list, or he was listing all the appearances that he made, and he said like I was even a UPS driver, and it kind of made me think like, wait, is this the same character that's playing different roles? Like literally, like I mean, I know Stan Lee is like we know him as Stan Lee, but what if in the movie universe it's like Stan Lee, the person with many job titles. You know, what if he's immortal or some shit, whatever. But it seemed pretty cool. You know, so I think that was kind of like a wink at the audience, a wink at the audience, a wink. I mean, now it's a wink at the nerd in the theater, and and unlike most movies where it has like one post credit scene, if you're lucky, maybe two, this thing had five post credit scenes, and it was just all so cool. And was I think the weirdest part of this movie, nothing what went on in this movie, but the fact that Sylvester Stallone was in this movie. That was just bizarre. I mean, what next? In the third movie, they're gonna have Bruce Willis, and it's gonna be kind of an Expendables reunion. I hope not. That'd be terrible. Would be the most terrible thing ever. Period. So yeah, I would say like this movie is most definitely enjoyable. I would definitely recommend it for sure. And I'm most definitely looking forward to Thor: The Dark World. I mean, sorry, that was a horrible sequel. Thor: Ragnarok. And what I was kind of funny in here on the theater that I went to, they showed the trailer for Wonder Woman, and yeah, that looks fucking amazing. On June 2nd. I think yeah, I think that's next month, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it with a review. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, and I think if I were to like really go in depth with a movie, I'd probably end up revealing the whole movie and accidentally, and there'll be like whoever actually watches it. But I'm being considerate, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it with the movie. If you've seen the movie, give your opinions and what you thought of in the movie down below in the comments. And that's pretty much it. So I'm out like a flash and see you with another video.